We live. Yes, we are live. Finally, guys. Excuse me for running a little bit late. I was trying to get some equipment set up. I got myself a new pair of headphones that I just bought because I'm done with the over-the-ear ones, and I had a tough time getting these things set up today and figuring these things out. So I was a little bit behind, but we'll get these figured out for the next show, and we'll be ready for today's show. Good to see you, Brother Scott, Operation Tech Takeover. Good to see you, my man. Glad you're here. Guys, come on into the chat and let us get ready. While you guys are coming in, make sure that you hit the like button. And not only that, if you are new to our channel and haven't hit the subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Guys, it is Monday, May the 19th. We are at the beginning of the week of Memorial Day weekend. Many of you guys are going to be taking off this Friday. I'm going to be taking off this Friday to enjoy a long weekend, get a little bit of rest and relaxation going on, especially on Monday that we have Monday off. I am excited about this long weekend and I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it at all. Hopefully you guys are yourselves going to have a good holiday weekend. Many of you guys are probably going to take off. If you don't, you probably should, especially if you've been putting in a lot of hours and working really, really hard. But what is up, everybody? Good to see you all here. Come on in and join the party today. I want to talk about my weekend. I had a pretty fantastic weekend, guys. Of course, you know how it is. It's filled with sports and all that sort of stuff. But before we even get into the weekend, I had a good week. A good brother of mine came to visit us, him and his girlfriend, my brother Christian. Brother Christian, who's always in the chat and representing the lovely state of Arizona. He came to visit us last Wednesday, him and his girlfriend, Erica. And that was our first time meeting Erica. And Erica is from Wisconsin, where my wife is actually from as well, too. So they both are from Wisconsin, but, cities apart and towns apart. But it was a good time to spend some time with them, us to get out, grab some good eats, have some good adult conversation. And it was just fantastic to be around good freaking people. That was the beginning of, or the midweek of the week. And then we went into the weekend where I had nothing but sports going on. I had two basketball games on Saturday. My daughter's team, my daughter did a fantastic job to close out the season, scoring 8 points in her final game this season. And my son had a remarkable game himself on Saturday as well, where he scored 12 points in like 2 minutes. So just lighting it up, just a fantastic game. Me observing as a coach and a spectator in both of their games, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I got to say, man, youth sports, especially around the age of 10 and 7, just remarkable. It is a lot of fun to see your kids develop, see your kids competing. And what's even more remarkable is when you get a chance to see, or when other coaches come to you and say, hey, you know what? Like, what are you guys doing in the fall? Because I want to connect with your daughter and have her on my team, right? There was this coach that was on a team that we played and they won the championship. They went undefeated, right? Good team. And his daughter was the leading scorer and she was the best player in the league. It was good that he came up to me and asked what we were doing in the fall and said we should connect, and we exchange numbers and all that other stuff. It just shows how, good coaches, when they see good kids, they want to work with them and also recruit and put a powerhouse team together. You know how it is a lot of the times, right? You got to recruit. You got to recruit even at the younger age. You got to recruit. And then on Sunday, we had a football scrimmage and I was out in that heat, guys. I mean, I got to say, man, right now, you guys have no idea how much heat we are having in South Texas or mid Texas, Central Texas, San Antonio, Austin area. We are under a heat wave. And let me tell you like this, over the last 3 or 4 days, we've been in the hundreds, and it's been high humidity as well, too. You're talking about 80, 85%. It's been absolutely crazy, but fantastic weekend. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend as well. And I'm glad to be here with you guys on this Monday. We got a good show for you guys, man. We got a fantastic show for you guys where you guys are coming in. Make sure that you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to our channel. We are going to be talking about some awesome things around what happens when you don't make the right decisions in life? What happens when you don't choose the right careers in life? What happens when you are stuck around the same people and you're not changing in life? It causes you to make a lot of incorrect decisions. And you're going to see from the stories that you're going to listen to and the things that we're going to react to regarding rental aid cuts and Section 8 and why your career strategy matters more than ever. And then food stamps and how cuts are coming towards that. You're going to see why if you don't make the right decisions, you can be in a very, very tough spot. And a lot of times we look down on people who are, needing assistance and things like that. But there are and will be a time where many of us will need some sort of assistance. And is it right to take it? Is it right for the people who are taking it and using it for a life handout? Those are the things we're going to be talking about in today's show, guys. Ant Dog, good to see you, my man. He says, man, it's supposed to be mid-90s all week in Houston, and H-Town gets muggy, humid air. Ant Dog, I'm telling you, man, if you guys got that heat that we have right now, and it's bad, man. It's bad. You're probably going to see me sweating in the show today because I have the AC unit on in the back here. I don't have this one on the way over here because it's a little bit older and it's louder. It's a window unit. And man, it's hard to stay cool in this house, in the studio back here. But it's hot, man. Ant Dog says, Baby T Mac, 13 points in 35 seconds. I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I was a spectator and I was a proud dad at the same time. NC Realtor, get to see you. Notary Row, get to see you as well. Yogan the Bay, good to see you as well, guys. NC Worker in the house, good to see you. Brother Operation Tech Takeover, good to see you as well, guys. It's we're gonna have a fantastic show. Be ready to react. Get your guys' opinion because I'm gonna say some stuff that I don't know if I'm gonna be politically correct about. I know I'm gonna say some stuff that I don't know if I'm gonna be politically correct about. But this is where we have conversations, and many of you have probably like me, grown up on some sort of government assistance when your family needed it, right? Early on when my mom and dad divorced, that was something that my mom leaned on for a while. And then she got a full-time job or whatever it was and no longer needed it. But many of us have grown up on this kind of a situation. The question is do you stay on it? The question is do you make changes? The question is what do you do about it after you've gotten on it? And should you get off of it? That's where we're going to be talking about today. So let me clean up my glasses real quick. These things are fogging up. And I want to make sure that I'm ready to go in this show today. So let's talk about the federal government. They're proposing big cuts to two of America's big safety net programs. That is Section 8 and food stamps. The SNAP program. Many of you guys probably know about it. Maybe many of you don't know about it at all because you're all rich and you didn't grow up in, needing housing assistance and your mom and dad worked and all that other stuff. But you know about these people. Either way. Maybe you didn't need it. Maybe you didn't grow up on it, but you know about these people because a lot of these people come with a bit of baggage. Not all, but some of them come with a bunch of baggage. But millions of families could be hit hard because of these government cuts. And the whole goal of these government cuts is to save money. You know what our tech friend Elon Musk is doing with the government right now is Doge, and he's going through trying to make sure that, the government is operating efficient just like a corporation. And I think for the most part, most people would probably say that there needs to be improvements in the way how things are done within the federal government. You think about the debt that we are in and how we just got downgraded in our credit for the United States, which hasn't been done since early 1919s. I think when it's been a long time, put it like that. But either way, we're going to dive into a reaction video of people who are on food stamps, people who are using Section 8, and see exactly what these guys are experiencing and what they're getting to be, what they're afraid about, what they're using it for. And then we're going to respond to it because you guys know, you guys have a career. Maybe you were on it. Maybe you were not on it. Who knows? We're going to find out, though. And I want to get you guys' opinions. And first up is going to be the housing part of it. So the new proposal would cut Section 8 rental assistance by 40%. That means that fewer people will get the help, and those who do will have a time limit. So think about it this way. If you are in need of government assistance, Section 8 housing, there will be a time limit while you are on it. So you can't stay on it for a very long time. It's there to help you get back on your feet and remove it. That's what the new proposal is looking to do versus it having a lot of people who are probably on it for a lifetime. That's what I understand. And you're probably going to see that in these videos. And they basically want to shift the responsibility also from the federal government to the states and put a 2-year cap on, rental aid for the adults that are on it. And then, eliminate it for the people who don't need it at all. Okay. Because these people can work. These people can have a career. So we're going to jump into the reaction of this first. And I want to get you guys' perspective. I'm going to look at it from two views. View of growing up. And from my understanding that, my mom needed some help early on when my mom and dad divorced early on when I was a teenager. But I'm also going to look at it from a perspective of a landlord as well, too. So I have a perspective on both ends of this. And that's how I'm going to give my perspective on this as well, too. So let's jump over to the first reaction video of Section 8, guys. Let's talk about it right now.
Finna take Section 8, y'all favorite land is all the motherfuckers that don't have Section 8 just mad.
President Trump has put a 2-year limit on Section 8.
Like, people use Section 8 as just a clutch and just spend their money on whatever they want, get a little cheap rent.
Trump said the applications for Section 8 in housing has been put on a hold.
All y'all sitting around with them little minimum wage jobs paying $400-500 a month, 3, 4, 5 bedroom homes with 10, 11 kids. It's over. It's over. Section 8 is out of there.
Trump said stop being dependent and become independent.
Trump is not wrong for limited amount of years that you could be on Section 8. Let's be real. Some of these people been on Section 8 since I was a kid and I'm 19 years old. You've been on Section 8 for 19 motherfucking years. No, it's time for your lady to get off of Section 8 and get the fucking work. No shame.
So listen to what my man just said. He said he's 19 years old and he knows some people that's been on Section 8 since he was a kid. I'm like, that is since he was born, right? And he could be talking about family members because the reason why we know this sort of stuff is because it's very, very close to us. And he knows it because it's very, very close to him as well. And he's talking about it, right? And this probably resonates with many of you as well. Why do you think that some people who use government assistance like this end up on it for a very long time, like he's talking about? That's the question that I have for you guys in the chat. And we're going to talk about it, guys. He's talking about it right now. Let's let him finish it.
Like, people use Section 8 as just a clutch and just spend their money on whatever they want, get a little cheap rent, and then they stay on it. And then the younger girls, we having kids and they can't really get no jobs, especially in a time like right now. It's like, girl, that's not fair. Fuck no. I don't feel bad for none of them motherfuckers. Unless they disabled, unless some people, the only people I feel bad for is disabled or very elderly people that cannot work. But if you are in your 30s, 40s, and low-key your late 20s too, and you can work, like I'm talking about, you can go get you a career, I don't feel bad for you getting kicked off Section 8 because you've been on there for 10, 20 years.
I don't, tell me if you disagree with this, guys. Ant Dog says too big. And I'm not even going to say Ant Dog, but he says he's too young to be that zesty. But he digresses. Okay, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, Ant Dog. You know what? But let's. God damn. Ant Dog, you had to cut up already, man. You had to go and start cutting up already. All right, you know what I mean. But anyway, let's stay on the topic. Is he telling the truth? These people can get a career. These people can work. These people can go to school like you and I. These people can get certifications like you and I. These people can go get a degree. These people can get into the trades. These people can start course careers. These people can start level careers. These people can start a business. These people can get on YouTube. These people can get on TikTok. These people can do whatever it is that they want to do. Why aren't they doing it? And the question is also, should they be getting kicked off if they're not? He has an opinion that they should be getting kicked off because these people are capable individuals that should be getting kicked off. And I agree with the man. I may not agree with his lifestyle. I don't know what his lifestyle is, but, you know, I can judge a book by its cover right now. I may not agree with his lifestyle, but I would tell you like this. I agree with that message that just came out of his mouth. What about you guys? C-May says, speaking facts. And Dog says he's right. No lies. And Realtor says she agrees. Billy Rose says, I remember being on welfare and how fast I wanted to get off it. 21 years later, I could not see myself being on welfare again. He's been on it. He's been on it. All right. And there is a need for some people. But is it forever? And this man is saying right now, he doesn't think it's forever. He says, you know, for people who are handicapped, people who are old, people who are disabled, but if you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, can work, capable, get hands moving, you can get up and walk, should be off of it. Let's move on to the next one.
No shade. In Georgia, to qualify for Section 8, I think it's $40,000. You can only make $40,000 a year for a 4-person household. So if a household with a mom and daddy and 2 kids, they make $40K a year and they're on Section 8 paying $500 in rent. Mind you, $40,000 a year is around what, $3,000 some dollars a month. If you can't save at least $1,000 while you on Section 8, your ass don't deserve to be on there. Like if you on there for 2 years, you can't save at least $10, $20, $30, $40,000 to, you know what I'm saying, restart your life and get your life back on track. Baby, you do not deserve to be on there. Because some of y'all get y'all cheap rent and then y'all gonna splurge y'all money on a whole bunch of other shit. And then the young mamas try to get on Section 8 and they can't because all these old motherfuckers making money and not trying to get off of it.
I thought he was done. I thought we was going to get into a whole another review. I thought he was done, but he brought up something even different, man. He said, Section 8, there's a requirement for it. Okay? There's a requirement for it. You have to make a certain amount of your income. $40,000 a year here in Georgia, he says. That's where he must be at. He must be in the capital, Atlanta. You know, you find boys like him in Atlanta a lot. Okay? And, you know, if you have a certain amount of kids, the government will pay a certain amount to allow for you to live in pretty nice conditions. As a landlord, I've rented to Section 8 individuals before. I got one that we are getting ready to move out right now. And we'll get into that story a little bit later. But what I've seen from my personal experience is that many of the people who are on Section 8, they have luxury items. I've gone into some of my houses that I've rented to Section 8 tenants, and I've seen big screen TVs. I'm talking about not 50 inches, guys. I'm talking about 70. I'm talking about 80-inch TVs on my walls. I've seen you go out front and you have Infinity QX80s, not the old ones, the new ones. The ones that's riding nice. The good looking QX80s. I've seen STSs, Cadillac STSs out in front of them. I've seen it all. So the question is, are these people really struggling? He's saying that they're not. This man got a very good point. Got a very good point. Let's continue on.
No shade. I don't feel bad.
President Trump has put a 2-year limit on Section 8 for all of those Section 8 voucher holders. Well, not exactly. He spoke about the 2-year limit, but it has not passed. He is right now working towards eliminating the fraud and other things that's going on within the HUD program to save that program some money. Now, there has been talks about this 2-year limit, but it has not yet passed through Congress. But I cannot say that I disagree with this 2-year limit on Section 8. Section 8 is supposed to be a stepping stone for families. But there are so many people that are on Section 8 that has been on Section 8 for a lifetime.
That's exactly what Billy Rowe just said just now. I'm glad that you put that in the chat, Mr. Rowe. He said, unfortunately, I know people in my family who have generationally been on Section 8. Same exact thing as this woman is saying. Same exact thing this woman is saying. Capable individuals. And we got them in our families. We have them in our families. How do we have them in our families? Because we're talking about it in the chat. These people are capable. Been on it generationally.
To the point to where other families don't have a chance to get that help, that assistance, and get ahead themselves. I don't think that's fair for people to stay on Section 8 for 18, 19 years and not give other families that's in need the opportunity to receive those sort of benefits. So I do not disagree with President Trump on this time limit.
She got some beautiful teeth, by the way. She got some really beautiful teeth. The nose rings and stuff like that. Cute. But I will tell you this, guys. She has a very good point. Another person that just says what a lot of people have been saying for a very long time. Get them off. Able-bodied individuals. Billy Rowe says, able-bodied individuals should be given a time limit. If you can work, at some point you have to live the lifestyle you can afford, especially after 2 years after assistance. Okay. I don't think there's very much disagreement. Anybody in the chat disagree with anything that's been said so far? Speak up.
Trump said the applications for Section 8 in housing has been put on a hold for the next 6 months because it's overloaded and backed up with so many people trying to get benefits right now. They're trying to figure out what the laws are. Now, I know a lot of people been waiting to be on Section 8, waiting to be on housing, vouchers. Some people even have vouchers in hand. So it's a sad situation for most. But I say to the people, man, I say, y'all, we got to go harder, man. Because the way the world turning, we don't know which way we going to go next. And they changing laws left and right. And we don't have no say-so over none of this. So for all the women out here, man, and all the men out here trying to get Section 8 in housing, trying to be able to put...
Say finna take Section 8, y'all favorite line is, oh, the motherfuckers that don't have Section 8 just mad. Bitch, we ain't mad. Y'all mad because they taking. Only reason we were ever mad is because you bitches will sit on that Section 8 for 10 fucking generations, bitch. What the motherfucker only feel away because now they're finna take it away and all my fucking years of living, I can't even get in there. So yeah, Grandma Lucinda gotta come up off of that. Sorry. And to make matters worse, did y'all know that if your mama had Section 8 and she passed away, it get passed down to her kids?
Hold on. I don't know anything about this. And I'm questioning this. So you mentioned this too, Mr. Rowe. You mentioned it. You said, unfortunately, I know people in my family who have generationally been on Section 8. What are the laws here? Because she said something that is very interesting. She says that she knows people that, or in the scenario, it sounds like she's saying that if, let's just say there's a household that's on Section 8, your mom's on Section 8, right? And your kids that live in their house with her, and whether they're grown or not, if she passes away, Section 8 continues to pay for the house. Is that true? My understanding of Section 8 is that it renews every single year. Okay. And you have to go and get it, inspections and recertify and all this other stuff in order for you to get your payments. That's how it's always been with me in the state of Missouri. Okay. But is it something that if, a parent dies or something like that, the person that's on it, does it not stop at that point in time, or does it continue? It sounds to me that she's saying that it continues. How true is that? How true is that? Let me know. Maybe that's something I would let me jump over to perplexity real quick and ask that question, because I want to know this. I really do want to know if this is something that is legit, or is this something that she's just talking out of her butt? Because she is talking in all caps, like you said, my man. My man R3D says she's speaking in all caps, right? And she's cursing a lot. Okay, so let me just use this. My mother, who is on Section 8, passes away. Does it go to me as her dependent? Let me see. Let me just ask something like that to Perplexity and see what it says. Because I want to know this. Okay, so this is what it says, guys. If your mother, who is the head of household on Section 8, passes away, whether you, as her dependent, can remain in the unit or inherit, the voucher depends on several factors. Your age, whether you already listed on the household member or as the household member, your eligibility under Section 8 rules, the policies of the local public housing authority. Key points. Only existing household members may qualify for the transfer, so it can transfer to other people. Process upon the death of the head of a household. The death must be reported to the housing authority with a copy of the death certificate. PHA will conduct an interim recertification. If you are a minor dependent, PHAs often have policies that allow temporary adult guardian to move in and care for the minor under a court-appointed guardian. If you are an adult dependent. So, yeah, I mean, like, in some aspects of it, what she's saying is valid. It's valid, guys. Wow. That's yeah, NC Realtor, you're right. Each state has different rules. And Keisha says, if a family member is at least 18 and can be the new head of the household, the HAP contract can be transferred to you. You're absolutely right. That's what I just read. You know your stuff, Keisha. However, the children cannot inherit the Section 8 voucher. They would need to apply for Section 8 housing assistance themselves. Interesting. So she's right. Let her continue.
This ain't no fucking generational wealth around this. I honestly thought Section 8 was to help motherfuckers get on their feet. After about 3 to 5 years, you should be on your feet by now. Am I wrong? It's motherfuckers just growing up getting.
She said 3 to 5 years. I think what they're trying to do right now with the change is 2 years. I think 2 years is plenty enough. Especially in an economy that we're in right now where, it's taking people quite a bit of time to land a job. I mean, like some people, it's taking them up to a year to find the right career move if they've been out of work for a long time. So 2 years is plenty enough time, in my opinion. I want to know yours.
They 18 and shit, don't even know where to start. Got to jump right into paying $1,500 worth of rent. And you bitches 55, 40, all type of shit on Section 8 paying $100 on the rent and shit. No, my tired of it. So no, we're not mad. We just mad because we never been able to get the fucking assistance because y'all sit up on it all fucking this time.
I want to talk about why is no one talking about statistics? When you look at all of the housing projects throughout New York, New Jersey, in low-income areas, Newark, wherever you're looking, right? Wherever you're looking, just say it with me. I don't know. I've never heard any elders in the project say they wanted to move out. I've never heard anybody in NYCHA say I want to move out. I have, however, heard people in NYCHA go finance a Mercedes, go finance a Maybach. It's the mentality is sick. And a lot of times in BLK families, I'm telling you the real, in minority families, you're coming of age, that's the best thing for your mother. Because BLK families are going to tell you, oh, well, you're 18 now, you can go get a voucher, they're going to give you an apartment, you can get some housing. And that conversation is more common than what college do you want to go to?
Boy, oh boy. She's saying that she hasn't heard anybody that lived in, the projects up in there in New York, hardcore projects too. Anybody that's old, want to move. They want to stay right there. In the conversations that they're having with their youth, is go ahead and stay right here with us. Go and stay right here with us. You can get yourself a nice little apartment. Your rent is already paid. right? You can get some government assistance, have these babies, have these kids. You can go ahead and apply for a good, a nice Maybach. You can roll around town in a nice BMW, thinking that you're still the age that you were in high school, trying to look the same and speak the same as you were in high school. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Is this what you guys are hearing? This is what I'm hearing her say. Not only that, she's saying that these conversations are more prevalent in some of these low income and minority communities more than don't have kids out of wedlock, go to college, don't have unprotected sex, go to church. She's saying these conversations are happening more. I'm naive to this, but that's what she's saying. What's up, brother Christian? Good to see you, man. I was just talking about you, brother. Glad that you came and visited us, you and Erica, my man. But this is what she's saying right now. Is this the reality of it? I'm so far removed from this sort of situation. I'm so far removed from it. But I want to know what you guys got to say about this. Is this the reality of it?
Food stamp conversation is more common. Medicaid conversation is more common than what college do you want to go to? Are you using birth control? Are you sexually active? I'm telling you, in these communities. And then you'll see a gang of young girls having babies. Like, I grew up in the suburbs. Nobody in my graduating class had a baby in high school outside of weird circumstances. You didn't go to school and you didn't see girls pregnant. In urban areas, they see that. Now, I don't know why you guys are okay with it, but I don't want my daughter at school with a 14-year-old pregnant bitch. And I understand.
She's saying, I want to remove myself and my daughter from all the hoopla, all the riffraff. She wants to remove herself from all the hoopla and riffraff. Isn't that protection? Isn't that protecting your community? Isn't that protecting your family? Isn't that protecting your livelihood? But they want you to move back. They want you to move back to the areas and invest. She's saying that you can't do that because you still got old people that rather have conversations about food stamps, government assistance versus going to college, going to the trades, going to the military. That's what she's saying right now. Go talk to Antoine. Go talk to Elevate to the Unknown. Go watch this channel. You got people that are old that don't want to change, and they are putting that same sort of mentality in the people that are behind them. And that's why the cycle continues.
That happens, but it can be prevented. Because if you're hanging out with 5 friends and they're all broke, bitch, you're getting ready to be the 6th one. This cycle is so repetitive. It's repetitive because they don't know any better. The people are not educated. This is part of the post-traumatic slave syndrome, and I'm speaking from it because I lived it too. My family can tell you how to apply for every fucking benefit known to man in the state. All BLK families can in low-income housing units. They don't give a fuck because the housing authority is their baby father. NYCHA is their man. NYCHA is the plan. But nobody wants to talk about this. And then when you say something to these bitches, rather than them be receptive and say, you know what, I need to change something, because they're so ignorant and f***ed up and they see no way out, they just gonna get on a platform and cuss you out. Cuss you out rather than go sit down with a notebook and write down some dreams like, hey, I don't have a driver's license.
So she's basically saying if you try to give people the game that are on New York City's housing authority and on Section 8 or whatever assistance that they're on, they try to curse you out. They don't want to hear it. Because in their mind, this sort of assistance is good and they should be on it and they're going to take advantage of it. And she's saying these people are capable as well. So we have to ask ourselves, right? We're elevating, we're ladder climbers. What's really the problem? Is it the fact that we give too much? Because if you give people crumbs, they're going to be expecting crumbs and they're going to be satisfied with those crumbs. If you don't teach people how to fish, they're going to be coming to you for fish. If you continue to give them fish, They're going to be expecting a handout. So is this situation good with the changes that may be coming in place? Is this a good situation here? Maybe there's help with the workforce. You know, people are talking about all these manufacturing jobs that may come back to the United States, right? And how a lot of people don't want them. There's a reason why people don't want them. Because they don't need them. Because the government is giving them everything that they need. There's a plenty enough people in this workforce and not in this workforce who are on government assistance that can work. Even if they're sitting down using a robot. In all these other countries, you got the older generation using robots. You look in places like Japan. They have these robotic arms that help older people lift heavy stuff. Put them around their back. Elon Musk is creating bots right now and robots to help with all sorts of things. This stuff is going to be available for the common man pretty soon, especially inside of manufacturing. So are these people capable of working? These people capable of building a career, going out there and doing it on their own? I think they are. Christian says, I hate to say it, but she is speaking the truth. There are plenty of BLK people in the old neighborhood in Birmingham that is still on this type of time. Wow. Wow.
I live in NYCHA and I've been on vacation 13 times, but I don't have a driver's license. Hey, I've been on NYCHA. I've been going to school for 13 years so Tannis can pay my fucking rent. But I still don't have a job that's substantial enough so that I can get out of NYCHA.
Now, Trump said he taking Section 8. All y'all sitting around with them little minimum wage jobs paying $400-500 a month, 3, 4, 5 bedroom homes with 10, 11 kids. It's over. It's over. Section 8 is out of there. Y'all are done. I don't want to see no more foreigns in the driveway.
He's making fun of it because he knows. He knows. He must know a lot of people that are in this sort of situation and leverages to benefit or for their benefit. And he says one of the things that he also said was that foreigns, he doesn't want to see any more foreigns in the driveway. Foreign stands for foreign cars, guys. That's what it stands for. So BMWs, Mercedes, all that sort of stuff. He doesn't want to see it. I find that to be really interesting that, you know, you got a whole bunch of people that are literally saying they are happy that this is going to be happening. Why hasn't this been resolved before? I understand that this was very similar to Bill Clinton's economy. Bill Clinton's plans, his programs back in the early 90s. Why hasn't this been implemented before? Billy Rose says also the people working in the system try to keep you in a financial condition that keeps you qualified for programs. That's what they just said. That's what they just said. Not working, getting out of work, taking the easy route.
You got to pay full rent now. See, y'all was only paying a few $100s on these $2,000-3,000 a month Section 8 houses. Guess what? That is done. Now, guess what you got to do? 2-3 jobs. Take that foreign back. Yeah. Come over here to the Chevy side. Go get you a Chevy, a Toyota Corolla, something that's convenient and reliable and affordable. Because guess what? All them foreigns and them Gucci bags with the slippers to match and the belts, that's done. Y'all are out of there. It's over with. Guess what? Now, you motherfucker go stay with your mamas, go live in them basements. Yeah, go get in the basement. You need to go get in that basement with your mama, goddamn me. And guess what? Your kids, take them out of them schools you've been paying for. It's done.
That was funny. That was funny. I want to hear this next one.
What the fuck is wrong with Section 8? When did that become such a bad thing? Like, it's good over here. Run me that Section 8 immediately. Give it to me now. Like, what are we talking about? Like, are y'all cool? Are y'all okay? Y'all care so much about what people think, how people feel. Do you know what type of houses people are getting on Section 8? Are y'all cool? Y'all are not okay. Like, please give me the Section 8. Is the list open? Is the list like what? Run me that. I don't care. I will get that shit tattooed on my cheek. I got Section 8. Y'all crazy.
She's the type of person that she's accepting of it. And she wants it. And she sees it as a benefit. Wow. Now, she seems also capable of whatever else that she's capable of doing. I'm assuming she's capable of working. She's capable to get on TikTok and put a video out like that. She's capable of doing call center work, data entry. She's capable of doing any of that sort of stuff, right? Why isn't she working? She's happy about Section 8. And I got to say, Section 8 housing can be very, very good. People always think that with people who are on Section 8, they're living in like low income areas and projects. I'm going to tell you like this. When I've had Section 8 tenants, they were living in very nice properties. One that I have moving out at the end of this month is living in a very nice property. In a very nice property. Now, this is also going to impact real estate investors as well, if this happens, right? Because think about it from the standpoint of a real estate investor. If they're not getting their money, they're going to get rid of the properties. A lot of real estate investors buy housing so that they can leverage Section 8. Because the government is going to spend and pay the market rate for rents. And that's all. It's pretty consistent as long as you keep up with the certifications and making sure that everything is nice for the tenant and all this other stuff. And your tenant is not some sort of whack job. You know what I mean? But you will come across tenants that are literally crazy. And that's what we have in mind. Break things and say they never was fixed. You have tenants that do that. They take advantage of the system. Now, I'm pretty excited about this because I told my landlord, my property manager, that I'm no longer renting to a Section 8 tenant anymore. And she has to be out of that house by May 30th. And with this potentially coming along the lines, who knows if she would even get it anymore. And I am completely cool with that. And one thing I would also tell you is this. When I've had problems at my places, any of the properties that I've rented to people, they haven't been men. I don't know why. Just like you see in a lot of these videos, a lot of them haven't been men. Like in my most expensive property, it's a nice duplex, up and down. There are two women. They just didn't like each other. They could not get along. Calling the cops on each other, fighting. Property that I'm kicking the lady out right now, cannot get along. She can't get along with my property manager. Now, I'm not saying that that's the problem, but I'm telling you like this, the majority of people who are making these videos also tend to be women. It's interesting. And the majority of people that are on these programs, that's who it is. Let's listen to what this investor has to say.
The Trump administration recently proposed to cut the Section 8 housing program, as well as any other housing voucher program. And this came as a result of them trying to cut rental aid by 40% during a proposal that they put out. I even seen within this proposal, they said they wanted to put a 2-year cap on rental aid for able-bodied adults. So that's a cap, so people can't, I guess, take advantage of the programs. Now, of course, this is going to affect people who are, who participate in the program, who utilize the program for affordable housing, but is really going to impact as well real estate investors. Real estate investors that utilize Section 8 program because you invest in certain location. It's hard for you to get your rental income. Instead of going through that path, you try to go through this program because it can kind of quote unquote guarantee your income. Well, your portfolio may be impacted by this. And this is why you got to put yourself in a position to pivot when things like this happens, because we all are subject to regulatory risk. That's why a lot of companies and stuff lobby, because they know the power of that pen. Whoever has the power to pass a law or regulation can completely dismantle your business, your portfolio, or whatever activity you're doing. So real estate investors that utilize Section 8, be prepared for this impact to your potential portfolio.
I would tell you this, man. Very, very good point. My property manager introduced me to Section 8, and one tenant was absolutely amazing. She was a older Muslim lady, and I bought the property with her in it, and she eventually moved down to Atlanta to live in a compound that was for widowed Muslim women, right? And she was fantastic. Everything was paid with her. I didn't increase her rents or anything like that. And she was just great. That's just what I loved. Okay. She was fantastic. Nobody bothered her. She didn't bother anybody. Came and went and all that sort of stuff. My property manager introduced me to it. And I was like, this is fantastic. And then I had another one. And that one didn't go as well. Then I have this one. And that one didn't go as well. I would tell you like this. Out of the 10 properties that I have now, I had 11. Out of the 10 properties that I have now, I probably had 3 or 4 Section 8 tenants. One was good out of the 3 or 4. One was good. The other ones were not a good situation. And I would also tell you like this. I am very happy that I didn't go all in into just that path, because it would have been a nightmare. My property manager looks at it this way. She's like, Antoine, I said, we're not doing Section 8 anymore. One of her gals was like, no, you don't want to, you don't want to say that, and Mr. Wade, and do, no, we're not doing it anymore. We're not doing it anymore. Walks like a duck, acts like a duck, quacks like a duck. It is a duck. That's what it is. And unfortunately, sometimes the bad people messes it up for the good. That's what life is like. You'll see it, what's happening all over the internet that's going on right now with, the hashtag that people are using in, black fatigue and all that sort of stuff. It's just what happens in life. The bad people messes it up for the good. Now, there are ways that you can find and weed out the bad people, but it's kind of hard sometimes when you're just reading from a piece of paper. Same thing that happens inside of job interviews and careers and all this other stuff. People make decisions based on the experiences that they've had in the past. And a lot of them are experiences that they have experienced. Now, if it's based on experiences that they haven't experienced before, then now that's crap. It's just stupid. But if they've experienced some stuff, it's not good. I've experienced renting to Section 8 tenants, and I said sometimes I'm not, and I said to myself right now, I'm not dealing with it anymore. Because of the statistics. 1 out of 4 is 25%. Let's just say I say 1 out of 3. It's still 33%. That's high enough for me. I don't want the risk. I don't want the deal with that anymore. So people that are on it, get it and get off of it. Landlords, tenants, whatever you want to call it, or landlords, investors. Boy, oh boy, if you have gone heavily on this and this change does happen, it's going to impact your situation. It's going to. And listen to this person's nightmare, he says.
That Section 8 stuff's not guaranteed,
It's
bro.
a sham. I'll never forget my last Section 8 experience. This is when I was like, we're done. And it was like a 4-bedroom place. So the Section 8 inspector comes in before she moves in, and he's like, this unit is very nice. Section 8 guaranteed $1,000 of her rent. She was responsible for $400. She moves in, she doesn't pay the $400. And we're like, whatever. Second month, she doesn't pay the $400 again. Third month, doesn't pay it again. So we drop an eviction notice. She goes through and destroys the unit. She takes outlet covers off. She breaks the handrails, breaks the stove handle off. And then she calls Section 8. And it's like, my unit's not fit for the program. My landlord's a slumlord. So we go there, we fix everything. And then we have to get it re-inspected. This whole thing took about 30 days.
Yeah.
And Section 8 holds your money back too. They won't pay it. So then the morning of the re-inspection with the Section 8 guy, I meet him outside and we go to walk in her unit and we had just fixed everything. She destroyed it all over again.
This is and unfortunately, this is exactly what happens. I've heard stories like this as well too. And this probably is going on in my unit. My property manager says, Antoine, I don't like her one bit. Every single time we fix something, it gets re-inspected, something else comes up and she's calling him, which therefore means I'm not getting my rent on time. So I said, I'm not dealing with it anymore. Ant Dog says, I met Sub-Zero via YouTube via Erica Williams, and that's what gave me courage to dive in. Best decision of my life to date. I love it. Christian says, most BLK people in poor neighborhoods are products of their society. You don't have a lot of people who want more out of their life. Typical wants are get a good warehouse job, a used car, and a crappy apartment. Billy Rose says, it's a trap. You limit yourself. I moved from $7.25 an hour to well into the 6 figures because I did not want to be on aid. It's true. It's a want. It's a want. We're going to make a transition now, guys, because I got more of this that I can spend some time on, but I want to make a transition now to the food stamps part. We're going to make a transition over to food stamps, because this is two things that were big, that impacts people's careers, and it's really the decisions that they make in life. Like, when I think about my life right now, I think about like how I planned it. You know, one of the things that I was always told was, hey man, don't have a baby out of wedlock. Don't get no girls pregnant. Don't get no girls pregnant in high school. Don't get no girls pregnant in college. I was always told that I was afraid of doing that. I also was told, don't have kids until you get married. I didn't have kids that got married. I also understood how expensive kids were, to where initially me and Teresa was just only going to have one. And then, I started making a little bit of money. I said, okay, well, we can afford to, but we ain't having no more. Kids are expensive. My kids go to school. We just dropped $28,000 for them to go to school. Both of them. $28,000 a year for their education. And they're not even in middle school yet. Kids are expensive. My whole point of saying this is that I plan my life. I plan it. I planned it out. I know what kind of job I wanted. I know what kind of degree I wanted to get into. I know what kind of job that I wanted to have. I know what I want to do in the next 5 years. I know how much money I want to make. There's some people that you're going to come across that don't make plans like this. They don't make plans. And the question is should we have sympathy for them and empathy for them? Should we have sympathy and should we have empathy for these people? The House just proposed cutting $230 billion from the food stamps program. And they plan on doing it over the next 10 years. And they also want to raise the work requirement age from 54 to 64 for all adults without dependents. So that means that if you are older and you don't have any dependents, any kids or anything like that, you can't get on food stamps until you're 64. Okay? You got a whole bunch of people that are on food stamps in the United States. I think there's 47 million people that are on food stamps right now. What you're going to see right now are individuals who could have made better choices. That's my opinion. I definitely want to get yours. That's why we are going to react to this video at the being live, and I want to get you guys' take on it. And I want you guys to tell me, because I'm naive. I come from a different background. I don't know a lot of things. I haven't been through the same things that you guys have been through. I haven't been through the same fight. So if I'm off on any of this, let me know. You guys, like you always do, let me know. Let's jump into it.
Food stamps. You have to work.
All right, so your girl ran out of EBT food stamps for the month, and your girl got 7 children, and we ain't got nothing to eat up in this house.
Today my EBT renewed, so come with me to go get some groceries. I'm not gonna spend my full EBT amount today. I'm just gonna get what we need. Grocery haul with food stamps, and no, I don't have time for the haters, because yes, I get food stamps, and what about it? Anyways, let's get into it.
Hey y'all, hey. So I know y'all been waiting. I ain't done this in a couple of months, and the last one was kind of half-assed done. So here we go. Grocery haul. So if you are on food stamps, you might want to listen to this. So not only is Trump making it to where if you receive food stamps, you have to work. You have to work a minimum of 15 hours a week. And then you'll be making too much, and then they will cut you off. On top of having to keep receipts of everything that you use your EBT card for. Okay, you are gonna get a limit of certain junk foods. A limit of certain junk foods if you get food stamps. How is this okay? Okay, you cannot tell me how much pop and how much chips I can get with my food stamp card. This is crazy. This is outrageous.
She said the new requirements are you got to work a minimum of 15 hours a week, and then you got to keep receipts. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? What she just said. She said, that's crazy. They want to keep track of the amount of sodas that she has in the house, the amount of sweets, the amount of snacks, all that sort of stuff. Is that good? Do you want your taxpayer paying dollars to go towards people who don't make the right decisions in life? No, my man Christian just said, I just told you guys the how I grew up just now, right? Kind of the planning out and stuff. My brother Christian, who was just with me, just said, Brother Antoine, there are tons of people out there that didn't think the way you did. I used to be that guy, and it took me a long time to see the light and realize how reckless I was living. Well, I'm glad that you figured that out, Christian. I'm glad that you figured it out, brother, and you absolutely crushing it right now. But he has a very good point, though. There's a lot of people that didn't think that way. And even himself, he didn't think that way. He had to turn it around. There's a lot of people. And she's probably one of them. I don't know. Obviously, her situation, I don't know what her situation is. But she's on it. She probably isn't working 15 hours a week. Do you think there's a requirement, and there should be a requirement for people to at least work in order for them to be on it? Because it's going to be temporary? Now, Billy Rose says, it's almost like they want you to buy food with food stamps. Right? He says, pops and chips always been overpriced. It's junk stop buying that crap. Yeah. Billy says, for some people, it's a second source of income. So, okay, so Mr. Rowe is saying that people will get it and they end up selling it. So it's a second source of income. So they get their game in the system, Mr. Rowe. We're gaming the system. My brother Sean Higgins says it's good in the long run for health, but it's hard to change when no rules have been made. It's good in the long run for health, he's saying. Get rid of all that extra stuff, requirements, all that sort of stuff. Get rid of how much sodas and stuff like that you can buy. I think that's the right path to go. And change is hurtful sometimes, Mr. Egan. MJ Cannabis says the question should be asked if there is data showing a neighborhood or community using food stamps, what kind of employment is available, and also what income is needed. Mr. Cannabis says, okay, is there data towards the people who want it? I'm sure there is. But even with the data, in cities like Chicago, cities like New York, we just saw the whole Section 8 video a second ago. NYCHA. There are plenty of jobs in New York. New York City. There are plenty of jobs. There are tons. Ports, logistics, all that. Some manufacturing, finance, you have it all. But you still have a whole bunch of people that are on it. So whether the jobs are there or not, people are going to make a choice. If you give people something, they're going to make a choice to accept it and do the minimum. That's what real life is. That's what we see. MJ Cannabis says, we can't just go by feelings or sentiments, but hard data and facts on what are the implications of eliminating that budget on food stamps. Hey, man, it's been eliminated before. Go back to 1991. They did massive cuts on it. Massive cuts. Operator Take Takeover says, since there's an obesity crisis in the States, it might not be as bad. I'm just saying, it may not be. I think it may be something pretty good. Chris Hammer says, I grew up with a woman in my old neighborhood that will sell her food stamps to other people to make some money. Now, Cam says, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I grew up in a single mother-led household where we receive EBT. Lessons I learned from that experience is that adults need to make better life decisions. God damn. It's true. These are life decisions that people are making. I'm not sure what decision it is that she made that she's on it right now, but the decision that the government is making right now is that you got to work 15 hours. You got to record and report what you're buying and what you're spending it on. And you have a limit on the junk food. If you're going to be, somebody's going to be giving you something, you got to play by the rules. Just like if you come and live with me, you will live in my household because you're my brother, my cousin, whatever it is, you need some place to stay. You got to follow the rules. You can't walk around the house. I got 2 kids that are 10 and 7. You can't walk around the house in your drawers. You can't do that. These are rules. And the government's basically saying right now, okay, you're going to leverage taxpayers' money for these programs who are funding these programs. You got to follow the rules. Let's listen to another one.
All right, so your girl ran out of EBT food stamps for the month, and your girl got 7 children, and we ain't got nothing to eat up in this house. I am so thankful for EBT, but on some real shit, it's
7 children, guys. 7 children.
just not enough to last the whole month with so many people in the house. So of course, every month I'm using cash to restock and refill my house, which I'm so thankful and grateful I'm able to do that by working from home. I own an online retail store where I sell women's, men's, children's clothing, shoes, accessories, home decor, jewelry, and so much more. I offer free shipping and I also do bundle deals. So I've been blessed to be able to work from home and be able to be a stay-at-home mother. I want to remind everyone, having EBT is an assistance program. It is definitely not meant to cover your full grocery bills for the month. A lot of people get misinformed or completely oblivious to the fact that some people are able to have so many children and not need any HUD housing, Section 8, or any type of vouchers for help for housing.
What's up, ho?
7 children, man. That's what stood out on that one to me. 7 children's a lot, man. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of mouths to feed. I mean, Teresa and I spend on the 4 of us on groceries I give my wife, I don't know, let's just say I give her $1,000 budget for groceries every single month. And that doesn't include us going out because we go out whenever we want to. She still spends more than that. It's expensive to feed kids, all I'm saying. It's expensive to feed a family. 7 kids? No, I know you can make it work. We can make it work on something very little and still make nutritious meals. But we like to eat good. We like to eat good. Man, if you see some of the stuff that she showed on there also, were they the healthiest foods? Now, I did see some spinach on there, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I saw some chicken. I saw some Purdue chicken fingers. We got some of that stuff in the house as well, too. But 7 kids, that's what resonated with me. That's a lot of kids, man. The decisions that we make in life. It hurts us. It hurts us. And that's in your career as well.
We spent about $500 on groceries today. Before anybody start, yes, this is indeed a snack household. Some people really act like it's a crime to eat some snacks. We so big backed over here, it don't get no bigger than us.
You saw all them snacks? All those 2025 snacks? Let's go back. And she says, got the cookies. Dang. You got the Welch's, fruit snacks.
Like it's a crime to eat some snacks. We so big backed over here, it don't get no bigger than us. I know y'all so confused seeing the black and the brown hen, but I made my man get up and help today, boo. If you see my last grocery video, you know I was talking about not eating pork. As you can see, it's no pork, honey. We were really sticking to it. Period. I stood on big business. Wait, that piece of might got some pork in it, but just ignore that. It ain't pork chops. Y'all, my food stamps went up after I had my twins, so I got this expensive ass juice. I'm feeling so rich. Who else, man, just cannot get off them? Like, get off me, boy. I'm telling you, when you food rich, you just start buying everything. I want this, I want that, I want that. My man really had to humble me at Walmart. I was grabbing name brand everything. He was like, hold on, wait. Don't forget who you is, boo. I'm telling you, my food stamps went up $300. I'm flexing for real. It's like, as soon as the food stamps hit, my stomach immediately wants a seafood boil. I don't know what's wrong. My stomach's just so crazy. I don't know why it's craving that. We was at the store walking down the aisle. My brother picked up some Angel Reese's Puffs. Like, okay, Angel girl, I see brand deals. Always have to stack up on some mac and cheese. My toddler would eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I let her. That's about it. Bye, hoes.
I gotta say this, man. From the kids to the choices that's being made and then what's going into our bodies. And she said, you know what? We eat these snacks. What's wrong with eating snacks? And we are big backs over here. And she laughed about it. As my income grew in life, and I've seen other people who are doing very, very well and make a good amount of money. I'm talking about a good amount of money. Health is important. And what they eat is very, very important. And what they put into their body is very, very important. And a lot of them have eliminated sugar from out of their diet. You know, it took me a long time to be able to figure that out. It took me until I was 41 to figure that out, that I wanted to eliminate sugar. But I had to do it in a process. First, eliminating alcohol, and then eliminating sugar. And you'll realize if you eliminate sugar, you eliminate alcohol, you'll keep the weight off. You'll keep the weight off. I think part of the obesity problem in the United States is the fact of how we eat. And a lot of it is filled with a whole bunch of sugar and a whole bunch of stuff that we shouldn't be eating. And it's unfortunate that the people who are on these programs are, given money to go and buy this stuff. That's basically killing them and causing them to have additional health problems. And then they're wondering why they can't work. Then they're wondering why their hips hurt or the legs hurt or the feet are swelling and they got diabetes and all this other stuff. It's insane. It's insane. Christian says this is why we got obesity and an obesity epidemic in America. Super easy, buy crappy food and eat extremely processed foods. 100%. And you got to think about it. This was allowed. This was the people that we voted in to make decisions for the United States to allow it to happen. And companies lobbying for it to increase profits. It goes back to the conversations that we've been having before about what all the stuff is that we believe. Like a lot of us get into this whole political world and we start talking about the different sides and who do we reside with and resonate with. But at the end of the day, they've all been in, both sides have been in agreement to a lot of this sort of stuff. They allow a lot of this to happen, from government debt to the poison that we put in our body every single time we eat it. So half of the stuff that we've been told just doesn't make any sense. But now when you have somebody trying to fix it, that really wants to fix it and really wants to get to the bottom of it, because you have kids that can't focus. You have kids that have more diseases and more mental health issues these days. You have adults that are dying a lot younger. There's something going on. There's something going on. And the people that we voted for, no matter what side you stand for and what style you stand on, has allowed it to happen. This is the reality of it. And then now you got people who are disenfranchised, right? The people who are on these programs, they're getting the money to go and buy it, and we're allowing them to go and do it. And it's killing them.
Time of month again. Let's go grocery shopping. The sun is really bright. Oh, I'm at Sam's Club, so I need to get my Sam's Club card out or they won't let me in. Sam's Club. Oh, let's go see how much we spend.
Snacks. 2023 snacks. 2025 snacks. Snacks. More snacks. Little bites. Welch's. Let me get them. Let me get those. Gushers. Fruity snacks. More snacks. More snacks. Oh gosh. Pasta.
Qualify for food stamps. Qualify for food stamps. Come with us to spend $1,000 today. I get asked all the time, how on earth do I qualify for food stamps when I receive TikTok income? And it's really quite simple. I just don't report the income, because the government has no tools to even see my bank account. Oh, also, and according to all of you guys in my previous video, I should be shoving one of my kids back up my hoo-ha because apparently I have too many kids and can't afford to feed them. Also, I even got a comment telling me that
Okay. So this is a little bit different. They
weren't surprised I was on food stamps because of my husband was his.
This is healthy eating right here compared to the previous video. Compared to the previous video, this is a little bit healthier eating.
Obviously, my
meats,
TikTok income is reported to the government.
Salads.
They see my bank account every time. I have to reapply for food stamps,
Milk.
or I just have to update them about an income increase. Hi, my name is Renelle. I'm a stay-at-home mother of 4 kids. 3 of them are in school half days, and the other one is still at home. I am also a full-time student, a full-time content creator, and my husband works full-time and most of the time overtime. He is also a full-time student. This fall, my youngest daughter will be.
So these individuals work and they get it. And they're working full time. Are they taking advantage of? Well, these people are really eating good. Now, the question is, are they taking advantage of it? She says she doesn't report her TikTok income. He has a full-time job. He's also in school. Are they taking advantage of it? They're eating real good. I bet they have a super nice GMC Denali out in the parking lot. I bet.
Starting preschool. At that point in time, we will have 2 incomes and both still be full-time students. And for all the nosy Nancy's in my comments, I did get my tubes tied. My doctor even used to refer to me as a Pez dispenser for babies while on birth control. So it wasn't like we were being totally irresponsible. God just had a different plan for us, and that happened to be 4 beautiful daughters. And I couldn't imagine my life without them. I'm so thankful for programs like Foodstamps that offer assistance for families that are in need. The goal is that one day we won't need them. But if you qualify for food stamps, don't be ashamed to swipe that food stamp card to feed your family. It doesn't matter what card you're swiping as long as your kids are fed. Also, we've been saving for a new...
Very good point, Victoria. Waiting for vegetables and fresh fruit. We didn't see that in that video. We didn't see that in that video. We didn't see that in that video. I didn't see any fresh fruits. I saw a lot of protein now. I got to say that now. I give her the benefit of the doubt. It's better than the previous one with all the extra snacks. I got this thing that's going on right here with my camera. Keeps adding some additional light. So you're going to see me fix it. Now listen to the last one over here.
Hold on. Hey. Hey y'all, my name Chris. I'm from Winesburg, Mississippi. Get up here on me and unload these groceries real fast. Y'all know I do a grocery haul at the beginning of the month, every month. And like I said, don't worry about my groceries and what I buy. Shit, worry about Keisha them and your mammy them house. Hell, while she on Facebook talking about who could do me 2 braids for some stamps. But anyways, I did a lot yesterday. I was sick the day before, so when I be sick and sleep all day, I try to make up for it and get things done. I did a lot this day. I unloaded them groceries. I cooked for my friends. Then I decided I want to put the bed together, and I did it. This bed is good. It's firm, too. I did good. I did it all by myself. I was up to 12 o'clock in the damn morning putting the damn bed together, but it's done. I don't need nobody, and I don't need nobody in here with me. But anyway, I just came to say, lately I've been going through some stuff. I've been hearing... And if you're listening...
Wow. She can work. She can work. You can't tell me she can't work. Tell me she can't work. Tell me she can't work.
Let's do a little grocery haul, and if you're new here, I'm a single mom of 2. I have a 1-year-old and I have a 4-year-old. Budget over Let's get into this grocery haul while First off, for everyone coming at me about food stamps, let's get one thing straight. My food stamps, and I use them to feed family. The amount of negativity towards single mothers is insane to me. If y'all kept that same energy for these deadbeat dads who abandon their responsibility and leave everything on the mother, maybe we'd actually get somewhere. Maybe if these men would do what they are supposed to do and take care of their children, maybe us single mothers wouldn't have to be on government assistance. So take that up with that man. Now y'all act like I'm a starve myself. I'm a single mom, I'm being some type of assistance because if the man ain't gonna help out, I'm gonna find help elsewhere. Okay. I also saw a comment asking, how are you a single mom with a 1-year-old? Same way some of y'all are out here having kids with men who do absolutely nothing for them. Are you gonna ask yourself that question? Probably not. Now, at the end of the day, I'm a single mom of 2 who is doing exactly what she needs to do to take care of her kids. This is my platform, and if you don't like it, bye.
I'm on food stamps because I genuinely need them. And my renewal was in January. Last month they asked me to submit supporting documents, and I did 3 separate times through the online portal and directly to the supervisor's email. And last Friday I was called and told that they needed me to redo the supporting documentation and submit different things, and that they were due that day. On Monday, I called, confirmed that they had received the documents, and was told that they were continuing to work my case. And now here it is Friday, and I just got off the phone with the customer care division, who informed me that they had closed my case because of the fact that they needed supporting documents. The exact ones that I had emailed on Friday and was told Monday they had received.
You know, this could be a sad case for some people, right? Not getting it. But the life of Cam has a very good point. I'm glad you said it before I actually said it live cam. Her blue hair is a dead giveaway that she's probably unemployed. Guys. There are rules. People don't want this kind of hair representing them in a corporation, potentially, or at a job. If you're wondering why you're unemployed, it's because this is your rules that you want to follow. You said you can do whatever you want, and that's the same exact thing other people can do as well, too. That's what other people can do. They can make a choice on if they want to employ you or not. And you're making a choice by having that color and lifestyle and piercings to whether you want to be employed. And you're making a choice if you have or you don't have any skills of whether you want to be employed, whether you want to make money. You're making that choice of hanging around the wrong people, of whether you want to be a bum or not. These are all choices that people can make. And it's so interesting that we've gotten so far away from accountability. We've gotten so far away from accountability. So far away from accountability. We are live, collab. It's interesting. I mean, it's so interesting that we can see that sometimes people's decisions are really what's setting them back. People's choices. People's want to be cool. People's want to look a certain way. People's need to feel different and express themselves. No. Just go ahead and color your hair blonde. Go ahead and take the piercings out. And go and get yourself a nice little retail job. Or go to the salon. That's where you want to work at. Go do some nails. Ant Dog. He says Christmas is going to look ugly for some of these folks you're showing us. You can't live off vibes and no thought decisions. It's true. It's true. Billy Rose says deadbeat dads are a choice on both parties. The father who left and another who slept with him. Different conversations, though. Those are conversations that need to be had. Pretoria Afro says, I wonder if I'm going to receive a check for $400 after filing my taxes. I would not mind the help at all. Absolutely not. If you filed your taxes and you deserve money back, get that money. Use it. Use it for sure. $400 is a good amount of money. Put it in your savings account. Go to that nest egg.
Ones that I had emailed on Friday and was told Monday they had received.
Hey y'all, hey, so I know y'all been waiting. I ain't done this in a couple of months and the last one was kind of half-assed done.
You hear that? You hear that? This is a telltale sign of somebody who just doesn't have anything together. Okay? When you hear that.
So I know y'all been waiting. I ain't done this in a couple of months and the last.
You heard it? Not a good situation.
This one was kind of half-assed done. So here we go. Grocery haul. What I get with 1,117 food stamps a month. And mind y'all.
Girl, hey, so here.
She could be working. She could be working. She can certainly be working. Billy Rose says that darn smoke detector. Yep. 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 That's exactly it. C. Collabo says, for real, this government is eliminating existing jobs as opposed to adding new ones. I don't know about that. It's redirecting people to where the industries are going. And it's getting rid of a whole bunch of bloat. And it's getting people prepared for change. That's what's happening. That's how a lot of people would say, Z Collabo. It's not the government just eliminating jobs. It's really preparing people for change. And it happens every single government. Every single party. Any single party change. It happens in every single company. People come in, they make decisions, people move out. New things come about. People have to get prepared for it. The question now is, though, what are we going to do about that change? So we've gone through a number of videos today, guys, and I'm done with the reaction videos. Only can take so much of this. You know, the reaction videos, I know you guys love them. Because you get a chance to see exactly how people are living. And some people are doing bad. My whole point of showing these videos, it ties back to careers. It ties back to education. It ties back to layoffs. And this is right. What we've seen so far is why I talk so much about building real skills and creating financial stability. It's not just about money. It's about security. If you get laid off, if prices spike, if you need to get on government assistance, if the government changed the rules, if somebody in your family passes away, what sort of stability do you have? You got the programs like Foodstamps. You got the programs like Section 8. These are safety nets. But those safety nets are shrinking. So what do you do? What do you do? You learn new skills is what you do. You learn new skills to stay in demand is what you do. You pursue careers that pay well is what you do. You listen to the right people that are doing the right things. That's a choice. You stop depending on systems. You stop depending on people who are boneheads. You stop believing everything that what people say. You start to read for yourself. You start to critical think for yourself. You start to question what is coming out of people's mouths and their motives. Most importantly, you stop depending on systems that might not be there when you need them most. So whether you are somebody who's going to, make a transition, I had a call with a gentleman the other day who's going to be transitioning into tech sales, something that he's always wanted to do. Didn't think that he wanted to do it, but he did it. Or was going to do it. Whether you're somebody who's going to go into project management or cybersecurity, or you're going to go into the trades, or you're going to get in the military, you need a plan that puts you in control. If you don't have a plan, you are going to be so freaking behind. You're going to be behind. You're going to be decades behind. So get it together. Now, I know I'm not harping to my ladder climbers here, but these people that we just saw just now, they need to get it together, man. And this happens more often than not. So when we're having these real conversations like this, it's thick, right? It's thick. I don't always like to have this kind of conversations because it's thick. And some of us have been into these dark spaces before, and in these places where it was uncomfortable for us. We made decisions that weren't the right decisions in our lives at some points in time. And then we turned them around, right? Even me. But the thing is, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Brother Ken Barty, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my man. Good to see you, my man. It's my brother right there. C Collabo says, I agree. Section 8 is supposed to be a temporary assistance to help you until you pick up a job to subsidize yourself and family. People are treating Section 8 like a trust fund. That's what we're talking about. These are bad decisions. And people are doing that because of bad decision making, bad policies to allow it to happen. People telling them to go and do it. You heard the lady said that her family knew more about how to apply for government assistance than how to apply for college. Multiple generations of her family knew how to do that. Crazy. So what are the next steps? You said, Kelly, that's I'm speaking to. The next steps for any person that, let's just say somebody from the video that we were watching, right? Next steps. Pretty simple. You got to take accountability for your life. You got to really look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you really, really happy with it? You got to take accountability. You have to own up to where you're at. And if you don't take accountability for it, you don't feel bad for it, then you're going to continue to do the things that you're always doing. There has to be a pivotal point in your life where you will actually want to change. There has to be one. And if you're feeling like there's a time for that, you can book a call with us. Book a coaching session with us. Have a conversation. It doesn't have to be with me. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who's in a place that can help. Get away from the things that you've been doing before. Stop talking to the same people. Stop listening to that crap. Those are the next steps. Those are the immediate steps. It's time to take a look at yourselves in the mirror and say, I'm ready to make a change. And it's so hard to do. It's very hard to do. But you can do it. So for anybody who's watching this and they're saying, oh man, like this is tough. This is thick, Antoine. Yeah, it is. I mean, you had people in the chat that says this was them. You had people in the chat that says this is their family. You had people in the chat that says they were on it. My brother Billy Rowe, he said he was on it. He had to make a change in his life. He wanted to make a change. He went from 7 to 25 an hour. On food stamps, on Section 8. Now he's making over 6 figures. He wanted to do that. He wanted to do that. Lil Ernest says, I had elementary school friends on Section 8 and food stamps back in the early 2000s, and they still are on it today, and it's 2025. Man. We heard it. That's what we heard, Lil Ernest. We didn't hear it from one puncher, we heard it from multiple people. So guys, we have to take accountability. Not only that, there's changes that are coming about. They're there to make people take accountability for their actions. That's what they're there for. And some people are going to be upset about it. Oh man, you're doing this, and the big orange man is their fault, and whoever's fault it is Antoine's fault, and whoever fault it is, right? Maybe it's a good thing for you. Guys, that's the show. I know this was a interesting show, right? The whole point of it, again, is the decisions that you make in life. It impacts your career. It impacts where you live. It impacts what you eat. It impacts your health, all that. There's choices that you can make, though. There's research. There's information that's out there. And it's the right people that you can be around as well to get that information. You guys need to stay tuned to this Black Heights and this Elevate to the Unknown YouTube channel. That's how we have these deep conversations. That's how we learn from each other. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned on the show. And we will see you guys on the next one on Monday. Until next time, guys. Peace.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste.
Appreciate you, Z Collabo. Good to see you, my man. Pretoria, good to see you. Lil Ernest, good to see you, my man. Kelly, good to see you. Brother Kenny in the house, my man. Z Collabo's in the house. Ant Dog was in the house. Good to see you. Operation Tech Takeover, good to see you. Billy Rowe was in the house, brother. Good to see you, my man. Ant Dog. The Life of Cam was in the house. Brother Christian was in the house. Good to see you, my man. OX Security was in the house. John Egan was in the house. Good to see you, my man. MJ Cannabis was in the house. Professor Blackouts was in the house. Good to see you. Keisha, NC Realtor was in the house. R3D was in the house. Good to see you. C-Mac.